Hello soulmates, welcome back to another interesting tutorial. My name is Arjun and thank you so much for coming around. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. Consider subscribing and don't forget to turn on the bell icon so that you get to know anytime I post new videos. So today I'm going to show us how to make this cute cold shoulder layer dress for a little girl. So if you're interested, let's get started. Here I have the two combinations that I'll be using for this tutorial. I'll be combining these two beautiful colors. This is my turquoise blue and my light pink. So I'm going to use these two to combine it. I will try and recreate it from exactly what you're seeing on the thumbnail. So I'm going to recreate this and make it mine. So this is how I'm going to do that. Now I have my net and I'm working with 10 yards of net. This is 5 and this other one is 5 yards as well, and I have my 1 yard of satin and my 1 yard of cotton lining. For this dress I will not be adding any hard net. Alright, so for the net, if you're getting yours, if you're buying your net for more than 200 naira, you can send me a WhatsApp message because I sell these nets in different colors, and then tell me the colors you want and we deliver worldwide. Alright, so I'm going to start by cutting off the cold shoulder part. I'm going to use my bodice pattern now and cut that out. I have a lot of videos on how to cut an off the shoulder or a cold shoulder dress. I have so many videos on that, so I'll quickly do that part. So I'll just grab my pattern paper and cut off the shoulder, cold shoulder part. Alright, here is my bodice pattern as you can see. So I'm going to create the cold shoulder effect on the pattern, and if you don't know how to draft a basic bodice pattern, I'm going to drop the link to the video on how to draft a fitted basic bodice pattern, so you can check that out. So the first thing I'm going to do, I will start with this front. Okay, this is for a 2-year-old. So now here is the chest line. I'll just go up from that point. I'll just go up by 0.75. You can also go up by ½ inch, or rather I'll go up by ½ inch because I'll be making the neckline a sweetheart neckline. So I'll just go up by ½ inch. If you don't mind, you can also leave start the sweetheart neckline exactly from this chest line, but I don't want this part to be too open. That is why I'm going up a bit by ½ inch. Then on that point, all you need to do is just use your free hand to connect it back to the armhole line. You can see what I am doing. Just use your free hand, or you can also use your ruler. Just connect it and let it match up the armhole line like this. Okay, there's no much work to this part. So cutting up now, I will just cut it following the shape. All right, you know this is plain. By the time you fold your fabric and then cut, you will have the exact sweetheart neckline. Now the next thing to note is the strap. I'll be adding a strap to this dress. So to add the strap, I'll just check what I have on this shoulder here and then get the midpoint. Okay, so this is the midpoint here. So work with your own measurement, and then I will just trace that midpoint down to this curve here. So just place my tape this way and then trace these points, and that is 2.75 from this edge. Okay, so this is the point, so that by the time I want to fix the strap, I'm going to place it on this point. Okay, so if you make it this way, you will not be confused when you get to this point of attaching the strap. So this is where I'll be doing that. So when I cut this off, I am going to notch this point so it will remind me of where to put the strap. So this is just for the front, and then for the back I'll just go up because I don't want it to be too open. I'll just go up by 1 inch, and I'm going to leave it straight as it is. But if you want, you can also curve it, but for me it's not that necessary. So I'll just go up by 1 inch and then connect it straight. So we have the cold shoulder neckline ready. So I'll just go ahead and cut this part off. Remember, I'll also repeat for the strap. I'll also repeat that on this back side. Just get the midpoint and check where it is, and then you connect. It's very easy. Okay, that is 2.75 together with the front. Okay, so that is the point. When I cut out, I'll notch this point. So I'll just quickly cut all this out, cut it on my fabric, because I want us to finish the bodice part before moving on to the skirt part. So let me just quickly cut this off, and then we finish the bodice part. All right, here you can see that I have all of it cut out already. This is the front, and I added like 4 layers of my net because I don't want the satin to be visible. So I did the same on this back side, and here I have my lining as well. So this other color, I'll be using this to create the layers inside. Remember that I always advise that you create layers inside. That is, if you want to make the dress without adding any hard net, use your normal net and create layers inside to give it that fluffy effect. If you don't know how to do that, I have a detailed video on how to make a ball dress fluffy without adding hard nets. I'm going to drop the link also in the description box so you can check that out. So I'll use this color to create the layers inside, and then I am going to cut. Remember, this one is also 5 yards, so I'll cut off 1 yard from this and use it to create plates that will cover up this front side. I'll not leave it plain like this. I'll just make a little plate just to give it a unique look, and then cover up this space. I'll use 1 yard from this to do that, and then I'm going to show you how to cut out the layer that will be adding the ruffles on the hemline, on how to go about doing that part as well. So like I said, we'll need to finish this bodice part before we continue. So I'll just cut that 1 yard, create the plate, join it on this one, then we'll now move over to the cold shoulder sleeve. All right, this is where we are so far. As you can see, I just finished pleating, and then I placed on my satin and close it up. So before we continue, I would like to remind us that our online classes are on. We have the beginner, the intermediate, and advanced classes. So if you're interested in any of these, you can send me a WhatsApp number through the number that I'll be dropping in the description box to know more details about the online classes. So this is the strap. As you can see, I have 4 of it, and I decided to make it long because I want to tie it on the shoulder like a kind of bow tie on the shoulder. So that is why I decided to make it long. So I have 1/2 inch by 13 inches here, and you can see I have 4. So I'll just take one end, you can see is closed, and this other end is open. So this part that is open, I'll just place it on that notch. Remember the place I said that you should make sure to notch. So I just place it there, and I'll do on this other one as well. So I'm going to place the same for this back side as well. Here I just finished joining the strap like I explained earlier, and I repeated the same on the back. This is the back one, so you just join it together. So at this point, I'm going to take the lining and place it over this way, and then I'm going to stitch it all the way down. But on this end, this armhole, I'm going to leave like 2 inches because I'll be attaching the cold shoulder sleeve. So I want it to be very clean inside, so I'll leave like 2 inches space on this end. Okay, so the same thing applies to this back one as well. So I'll just sew it and leave this space for the sleeve. All right, now for the sleeve, I'm going to take what I have left from my 1 yard. Remember I said that I'll use the 1 yard for the pleat and the cold shoulder sleeve. Okay, so this is what I have left. Whatever you have left, just divide that into 4. So I'll quickly do that. All right, here I just finished dividing that into 4. So this is 2 and this other one is 2. So this, I'm going to use one as the line, and I'm going to fold again, you know, same way you want to fold when you're making a 360-degree flare. That is what I just did here. Okay, now I have it on fold. Now the next thing to do here is to get the armhole to armhole measurement. Now if you don't know how to do that, you can simply minus 2 to 3 inches from the bicep measurement. For example, if you're working, say the bicep measurement is 8 inches, you just minus 2 to 3 inches depending on the size of the baby. If the baby is on the slim side, you can minus 3 inches. But if the baby is not on the slim side, not on the fat side as well, you can use minus 2 inches. So this, I'm working with 8 inches. I'll just minus 3 inches and I will have 5. But that is not really important because on this part that we're going to cut off now as the flare, we're going to plait it a bit to give it more volume. So that is not necessary. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to mark out the length that I want the sleeve to be. So for this, I want it to be 4 inches. So I'll just mark out 5 inches. You know, you need your 1/2 inch for the sewing allowance. So I'll just go ahead and mark 5 inches all the way down to this other end and cut that off, and I'll repeat the same on the second one. You know, this is 2, The other two I am going to repeat the same as well, then cut that out. So after cutting it out, now you just use your sewing machine and then fold it nicely and then cut off the excess, give it a good press. There you have a very long circle. So after doing that, we'll just plait it now to give us the 5 inches that we're working with. It's very easy, so I'll just quickly finish that and then show you how to cut the skirt part. Alright, after cutting out the flare, this is what I have. So I'll just close up this end like I said and give it a good press. Then we're going to plait this part until we have the actual armhole to armhole measurement that we're working with. But before all that, I'll be cutting out on this end. You can see I'm just folding it into 2. So I'll just join it together like this. Okay, and then I'm going to take the back. This is the back. I'll just take one of it just to cut out the same shape of the back armhole. Okay, so that by the time I want to join, it will fit in easily. So I'll just cut it out this way. Okay, so that by the time I'm done with the closing of this part, it will fit in easily on this armhole side. So I'll just keep this aside, and this is what I'll be using for the skirt part. As you can see, the first thing I did was just to cut out the skirt length. Now the skirt length is 16 inches. Remember, I am still working with 4 yards of this particular color. So this is the length. Now this one that is remaining is what I'll be using to create a very long ruffle that will be joining on this hem part. So I'm going to use this for that. So for this other color, make sure you also have your 1 inch aside to create the ruffles as well. So now I'll open this up. This is 4 yards. I just folded it this way for easy cutting. So I'll just open it up to get the midpoint. Alright, this part is the center front. This side that is closed is the center front, and this is the center back. You can see that it's open. This is the zipper allowance side. So now the first thing I'm going to do is to mark 5 inches on this one that is on the center front. So I'll just mark 5 inches. Okay, so this area you just need to play around with this part to decide how low or high you want this area to be. Okay, so this is the back side. I'll just make it 7 inches. And then I'm going to spread it out. Alright, like I was saying, I'll just open it up and then cut it to make sure that it will meet up to this particular one. It's not supposed to be straight because you can see that the back side is longer than the front. So you just followed it that way and make sure that at the end of the day it will matches with this one. So I'm going to start from this back side. Alright, after cutting it, this is what I have. Please, if you want to cut this part, make sure to spread it out on a flat surface so that you don't make any mistake. So I'm going to take the net that I have left. Like I said earlier, I will use it to create a very long ruffle and then join it on this hem part. I'll also add this other color as well. So I'll just take us to the sewing machine and then show you how to quickly sew in the ruffles and then finish up the upper side and then join the dress together. Right, this is where we are so far. You can see I just finished sewing the circle, and then you turn it inside out and give it a good press. So at this point you can see that I'm joining these together because I'll be combining the two colors. So I'm going to secure it nicely on this area, and then I will give it a little box pleat, you know, until I have the actual armhole to armhole measurement that I'm working with. So this is how you fold. You hold it together just to give it a little pleat, okay, so that it will stand out nice. So after doing that, you have something that looks like this. You can see that I'm already through with this, and then you use your net as well to close up this edge. Very neat. So now to join the sleeve, it is very simple. All you need to do is to take the front or the back, whichever one you want to start with. You can see that the lining is separate. So here I'll just place it. Remember I said when you're sewing this part, make sure to leave some inches to join this part of your sleeve so that you have a very neat finishing inside. So now this is it. I'll just place it like this and then turn it back again to close it up nicely on this part. You just need to arrange it well and then follow the same shape of this front and then close it up nicely so that by the time you turn it, you have it very clean on that side. So I'll also repeat the same for the back side. Now to the skirt part, you can see that I just finished joining the ruffles. That is the first ruffle. Like I said earlier, I'll be combining the two colors. So this is the first one, and you see that the ruffles, I did that between the nets. Okay, you need to sew your ruffles between the nets. Then I will just fold or bend it towards this hem side, then use another ½ inch to join the next color, which is this one. So I'll just use the like ½ inch, then join it so that I'll have the two colors there, following the same way you sew the next color in between. After doing that, now I will just gather it and join it to the skirt part. Remember I said I should create your layers, which is what I've done here already. I use the foyer to create the layers. So after doing this now, I'll just gather it and then join it on the waistline as well before joining with the bodice. So we're going to start by joining the sleeve first. After joining the sleeve, I'll close the side and then show you the final look of this dress. Alright guys, this is the final look of the dress, and you can see that it's already looking so beautiful. This video is not really showing the beauty very well, trust me. This is looking so beautiful and unique. So if you want us to make something unique like this for your little girl special occasion outfit, you can always reach us on our WhatsApp number and we'll create something unique and affordable for your little girl. And if you also have a style that you want us to recreate, kindly send that to our WhatsApp number and we'll try our best to recreate that for you to see how you can actually make it. Alright, that is it for today. Please subscribe if you are not, and I will see you all in my next video.